Hello, hello, hello. Welcome into the Eric Zane Show Podcast. Here we are once again. So glad you are here. Oh, my goodness. From the posh Baldwin Ace Hardware Fear Bunker Studio, Baldwin Ace Hardware, a beacon of DIY awesomeness in the Northland. It's snowing out, for God's sake. Wow. Really not that big of a deal. I mean, in Michigan, you can get snow well into May. I think there was one snowstorm that happened maybe in June up in Traverse City. That does happen. Maybe I'm getting that wrong. But anyway, that's what we're dealing with right now. Kind of annoying. But puppy dog over there over my shoulder, she didn't know what to do with that. She's like, what is this, huh? I don't even know what's happening. So, all right. Morgan Wallen is canceling shows. For starters, how about Morgan Wallen? What a recovery. Wasn't it a couple years ago, maybe less, that he pissed off his neighbor across the street? The neighbor doesn't like Morgan Wallen. Morgan Wallen shows up with his pals and is going into the house and refers to one of his buddies as the N-word. It wasn't like a hate-filled N-bomb. It was a ball-busting N-bomb. And that was it. The dude who lived across the street said, okay, I got him. And then, turned the evidence over to, the media. Now, I would have tried to extort him. Said, look, I don't like you. For some reason, he didn't like Morgan Wallen. I don't know why the fuck. Give me $1 million or else this is going to TMZ. But whatever. And everybody just killed this guy. I remember... You all the radio stations were banning him, and they were having press conferences saying, we will not tolerate hate. Morgan Wallen has been banned from the airwaves. We will not have this type of hate here. Now, right now, it's Taylor Swift is the biggest star in the world, and then Morgan Wallen. Some would argue it's flipped. Morgan Wallen and then Taylor Swift. Everyone has forgiven Morgan Wallen. Now, I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to say right or wrong. I'm just giving you the facts of the case. I'm just astonished at the PR maneuvering that was put in place. If I remember correctly, Morgan, after he got busted, he went on an apology tour. And I think the apology tour was, I got to do better. And oh my God, I'm entering rehab. I'm a drunk fuck. And everybody was like, yeah, we'll see. But a lot of people were like, oh, get better, Morgan. Get better. Yeah, you're gonna do it. And then you just go away. You just take a vacation. Who is the NASCAR driver? Kyle Larson, he dropped the N-bomb. You go on an apology tour, and then you just go away, and you go to N-word rehab. Now, I don't even know if that's a thing, but that's kind of like what this is all encompassing. If you say the N-word and you get busted, you then have to go to N-word rehab for extended time. And then you emerge from N-word rehab. And then you try to pick up where you left off. And Wallen, this has been flawless. I remember Cumulus Radio was one of the ones that said, right, we are banning him. I think all radio stations in America ban Morgan Wallen's music. And then I don't know what changed. Is it just time? I find it hard to believe that those radio stations were actually offended with anything that he did, and they just bowed to pressure. The mob of people just casting him out, Morgan Wallen. So it was ugly for a period of time. And then this dude, he announces he's going to rehab. And then he vanishes. Chris says N-word rehab is someplace tropical with umbrella drinks. He's like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. All you do is say, yep, I am a sick soul. I need rehab. I need to learn to quit drinking and all this shit. And then you can turn it around. You just lay low, don't talk to anybody, and the next thing you know, you start to emerge. Carefully, slowly. If you're Morgan Wallen, you're listening to your PR person who is earning their pay. In your world, if you're dropping N-bombs, you got to make sure that the PR person is getting the lion's share of the money. Forget the agent. All right? The PR person who saves your ass and rehabilitates your career somehow. Now everything's cool. Sold out shows everywhere. Top dollar for tickets. Like the way it works nowadays when you go to buy, if you are just a regular Joe and you want to buy tickets to your favorite show, you go ahead and you sign up for the fan club and you pay the fan club a bunch of money at the artist's website. And there's some scam that usually says you get preferred. You are the first in line to get tickets. They go on sale to the public on this date. You get to choose on this date. And then you look at the tickets, and there's a couple on the very last row, 8 miles from the stage, that cost $200. If you want any tickets that are anywhere close, it's all resale, and $1,000 a pop. Well, the story just emerged that Wallen is canceling shows. In fact, Grand Rapids just had to reschedule, but prior to that, there was another show in some town that got canceled, and the fans are livid over this. Wallen was struggling with voice issues, and he knew like a day before that he was under the weather. Now, this is what he's saying, and I don't have any reason to doubt the guy. By the way, I couldn't tell you one song that this guy sings. I have not delved into his catalog at all. All I know is that I think he won one of those music shows, one of those talent shows, The Voice or American Idol. I don't know. And everybody loves him. Despite the N-word. Again, he went to N-word rehab. So, it was a show at the University of Mississippi's Vaught Hemingway Stadium. 29-year-old Wallen is getting some real grief because as the show was getting set to get started, all of a sudden a message shows up on the giant screens that are to the side of the stage. There you go. It says, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, Morgan has lost his voice and is unable to perform tonight. Therefore, tonight's show has been canceled. Please make your way safely to the stadium exits. Refunds for tonight's event will be available at point of purchase. Now, Wallen made it clear that, look, I tried to go, and I was waiting up to the final moment to determine whether or not I could pull this show off. But I cannot, and that's it. Now, I can understand being disappointed. I really can. Anybody who thinks that Morgan Wallen is just fucking with people, there's no reason to be pissed off There's a reason to be disappointed, but not pissed off. Concert goers shared that image and that message. The voice was lost and unable to perform. And then it said refunds for tonight's event will be made available at the point of purchase. He took to Instagram to apologize. He said, after last night's show, I started losing my voice, so I spent the day resting up, talking to my doctor, and working through my vocal exercises trying to get better. He continued, I really thought I'd be able to take the stage, and it kills me to deliver this so close to stage time, but my voice is shot, and I'm unable to sing. Boy, what a tough spot to be in if you're him. Like, there's literally nothing that can be done. All of that show is dependent upon you. Well, that's a lot of pressure. I mean, there's quite literally nothing else that can be done. I mean, if you're Morgan, you might like walk on stage and say, hey, my voice is shot, as you can tell, and it sounds all raspy. So we have options. We can either send you all home and you can get your money back and I can come and try this again, or we can do Morgan Wallen karaoke. And then you're going to perform with the band, and I'll be here to hang out, help you when I can. I think that might be kind of fun, actually. Just picking people out of the crowd. Hey, you! Come on up. Come on up and sing with me, or try to sing for me. Or just say, actually, everybody gets their money back. But since you're here, let's have some fun. All right, so I'm going to come back and do another show. But I cannot sing, so let's do some hillbilly racist karaoke. You come up and sing my song, Whiskey Glasses, and you must work the N-word in. And then whoever can most creatively work in the N-word, you will win a prize. And give them a T-shirt or some shit, I don't know. Free membership to the Klan. Many fans were upset at the news and took to Twitter to express how they felt. This person says, completely disappointed in Morgan Wallen. I've been sitting in this stadium for 3 hours and he just announced the show is canceled. Complete bullshit. One fan wrote. How about this one? At Morgan Wallen, I'm done with you. You let people sit through 2 opening acts. Bummer if you're the opening act. You feel like a schmuck with that comment. You let them buy food, alcohol, and merch only to do this when it was time for you to perform. Complete BS. I have supported you through all of your other controversies, but I am canceling you at this point. Hashtag done with Morgan Wallen. So she's like, hey, no problem with you using the N-word, but for fuck's sake, this is it. All right, puppy's got to go pee. I will be right back. Don't go anywhere. All right. Boy, she did not like that. It's still snowing like fuck. And it's the type of flakes where they're like gigantic and wet. One flake hits you and you're just soaked. And she's like, what the fuck is going on here? All right. So Morgan Wallen on his I Love the N-Word tour is slowed down for the current time being because of, his voice. If you're a guy like him who, I remember when he got in trouble and he's like, hey, man, I've been doing nothing but drinking too much. And when I get drunk, I yell the N-word. This is the dumbest thing in the world. When your career is flashing before your eyes like that, you're willing to say anything. So you'll say, I'm never drinking again because when I drink, I use the N-word. So I'm just disgusted with myself for you. And he's not. He's not disgusted with himself. In fact, as soon as it's done, he turns off the camera and he starts dropping N-bombs again. But you got to act like you're sorry. And you got to act like you're never going to drink again. But that's ridiculous. There's no way in fuck he's going to just stop. No, he's got to like kill somebody or something like that. Something really terrible has to happen. Or hurt himself. You know? But anyway. Morgan Wallen not appearing at the Mississippi show and canceling Grand Rapids. That's already got some people pissed off. And you know, he's got more fans here than anywhere else. They love him here. He's loved everywhere, you know? Holy shit. Good luck. They'll have to reschedule the Morgan Wallen show. This show, not nearly as popular as Morgan Wallen, is on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. But for you friends on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, I'm going to kick you out right now. You must go to twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live if you want the full show in its entirety. Just go to twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live and follow along, and you're good to go. Give yourself a little username, and you can participate on the chat. It's all fun, all good. That's twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. And off you go. You can download the audio podcast wherever you download shows. Go to your favorite podcasting app, search my name, and then subscribe. Rate and review if you can. Send me an email if you have any questions or comments about the show, eric@ericzaneshow.com, on the Shoreliners Striping inbox. All right. I have a Patreon, patreon.com/Eric Zane for more podcasting each and every day. Steve is going to take on Dale in Smarter Than a Former Drug Dealer trivia today, which is scheduled to start around 10:30 Eastern time. Word on the street is the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast will happen this weekend on Friday. A Friday show, as I'm understanding it. I will keep you posted. I think that's what's going to happen. All right. So, I'm about to send you on your way if you're on Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube. Thank you so much for being here, though, for part of the show. And off you go. Facebook and Twitch, brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid, and EV. Twitter, brought to you by Blue Frost IT. YouTube, brought to you by nobody. Young Adam Schwab, concerning Morgan Wallen, says, loved by Ottawa Impact. I'd be pissed off if I liked his shitty music too, Kenny says. Not a Morgan Wallen fan is Kenny. Nikki says, is that a boat above your show sign? Every time I look at it, I keep thinking it's a poop emoji. Are you referring to the American flag in a case? Can't you tell that that's a folded American flag? I think that flag was the story behind that flag is some guy was like fighting back Charlie in Vietnam, and he was hiding under it. And he saved 1,000 refugees by fighting off Charlie during the Vietnam War. And he was underneath that actual flag. And then they folded it up, put it in a case, and gave it to me. That's ridiculous. Actually, I think it flew over the state capitol. She says, no, I really can't. I really couldn't. Sorry, I suck. Totally kidding. You're fine. Chris says, I have a gay friend who's a Morgan Wallen super fan. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Even all the gays love him, and even all of the black people love him. Everybody loves Morgan Wallen. You know you're in a great spot when Everybody loves you. And then you can get away with canceling. If you cancel a show like that, the only ones who are going to be pissed are the stupid people. And then you don't want them following you in the first place. It's kind of like former Zaniacs. Eventually you're going like, God, I got to get rid of these fucking losers. Jesus, fuck. All right. The hot new morning show needs to be Lemon and Tucker in the morning. Or Tucker and Don. Making lemons with Tucker and Don. The same day, the conservative voice is fired and the liberal voice is fired. The two biggest names, arguably, for sure, Carlson. I don't know, maybe Hannity, conservative voice that, actually has an audience. I'm not talking like some of these loser YouTubers who sit there and spew out all their bullshit. I mean, they all spew out bullshit at the end of the day. I don't give a fuck about either of these two fucking morons. But, boy, man, everybody was just losing their shit. I think more people were talking about Tucker Carlson getting fired than they were about Don Lemon getting fired. But, oh my God. Everybody's pissed off. Tucker Carlson leaves Fox News in wake of Dominion Voting Systems lawsuit. So we do not know why both of these guys got fired. Fox and CNN has not said. But people are trying to piece it together and figure out why. Now, Carlson, everything that guy says is bullshit. Well, as is Lemon, I'm sure. I don't know. I mean, I guess I don't know. I don't pay attention to Lemon nearly as much. But being that everything that Carlson says, I think, is something I would disagree with and a fucking lie, I'm more likely to hate Carlson than I am Don Lemon. All right, so this is absolutely more one-sided. What I'm about to say to you, if someone had to said, hey, Eric, who would you rather have fired, Tucker Carlson or Don Lemon? I would say Tucker Carlson. So every fucking MAGA scumbag on the planet loves this guy. He speaks the truth, and it's all lies, every bit of it. Everything he says that comes out of this guy's mouth is a lie. And you start with the idea that the Dominion voting systems were compromised. He's been of that ilk. When we all know that couldn't be further from the truth. And Fox has said, we knew that was all bullshit, and we went ahead and let him say it anyway. And then so Dominion sues for like $1.5 billion, and Fox settles for $787.5 million. Oh my God. Jesus. I still need to know they should make it known the repaying process. Because like when O.J. Simpson lost a civil suit, he didn't pay any of that back. This isn't that. This is a settlement between the two. I need to know if the money is like delivered in a big fucking suitcase or what. I think you need more than a suitcase for $787 million, though. So people are like, was he fired because of all the shit with the Dominion voting systems, all the lies, or what? We don't know. Oh, yeah, go lay down. The dog actually chews on my microphone. My backup mic. Don't do that. Go to bed. Fox News settled that defamation lawsuit. Text messages released in March as part of the lawsuit showed that even though Carlson spread disinformation about Dominion's voting machines, he said privately of Trump, I hate him passionately, adding that he can't handle much more of this and that he truly can't wait to be able to stop covering Trump. So how do you feel about that? I mean, if you love Trump, and I doubt there are many people that listen to the show nowadays that love Trump. I've worked very hard to try to get those people to fuck off. I mean, there are people that love Trump that listen who don't hate me, but the ones that hate me love Trump. So you can love Trump and love me, but the ones that hate me love Trump. Does that make sense? Like Nate Bull. He loves the show. He's nothing but helpful. But he's a crackpot when it comes to Trump. Trump can do no wrong. Well, I want to know how somebody like Nate can, with the checks and balances, how do you feel about Tucker Carlson? Do you hate Tucker Carlson? Because he hates Trump. He just said it. Or are you like, I don't believe that. It's all mainstream media. That's a lie. Is it one of those deals? How do you rectify that? Carlson also had become a leading voice on television, spreading far-right viewpoints. One of those was the, quote, great replacement theory, the idea that white people are being intentionally replaced by people of color. Well, let's hope. That led to the Anti-Defamation League to call for his firing. It's about time, the ADL CEO Jonathan Greenblatt wrote on Twitter Monday. For far too long, Tucker Carlson has used his primetime show to spew anti-Semitic, racist, xenophobic, and anti-LGBTQ hate to millions. That's what I accuse Pudding of doing. Pudding does that shit all the time on a much smaller level, but that's why I hate Pudding. I actually, if I had to choose between who I hate more, free beer or Pudding, it's Pudding. I actually hate Pudding, and I don't hate free beer. I just want him to break his leg or something like that. Get in a fender bender and damage his vehicle. Liz Cheney, who lost her seat after going against Trump, rejoiced on Twitter. After all Tucker's lies and defamation, it's about time. Michael Cohen, Trump's former lawyer and a frequent target of Carlson, said he found much to dislike about Carlson. Does the word everything sum up my disdain for him and his vile rhetoric? Wasn't Carlson on the left years ago? Wasn't he on MSNBC? Wasn't Tucker on MSNBC? Yeah, he was on MSNBC for the longest time, which is a left-leaning network. I'm reasonably confident that Carlson doesn't actually believe any of the shit that he spews, and that he just says all this stuff to kind of like fuel the fire and have a career. Because all you would have to do is go back to look at any of the shit that he said on MSNBC and say, well, what happened? Ryan says Trump wants to convert this place to a dictatorship. I'm not into that because I'm an American. This is how I view Trump supporters. Oh, absolutely. They're all crazy. All right. Kenny asks a question. Why are our only presidential candidates always over retirement age? We need new blood. Well, I don't think Barack Obama was. Wasn't Barack Obama like maybe in his early 50s? George W. Bush wasn't that old. How old was Obama when he became president? He was 47. So, yeah, that was what? How many presidents ago? George W. How old was George W. Bush when he became president. I'm going to say 52. He was 54. See, let's go back. Your comment is, why are our only presidential candidates always over retirement age? And I have three perfect examples of Bill Clinton was 46, George W. Bush was 54, and Barack Obama was 47. That's 42, 43, and 44, which doesn't lend much credibility to your dumb comment of why are they always over retirement age? And then Kenny tries to write it, but he digs the hole deeper. You're pretty dumb. They're bad. They're always 85. They're always so old. I just gave you three examples of people that are younger than me. Ding dong. My God. Yeah, just take the L. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Right now, two candidates are very old. They're always in their 90s. I don't think Ron DeSantis is that old. Now, he hasn't come out and said that he's running, but he's the ancient age of 44. Oh, my God. Let's see. Nikki Haley, she's got to be 150. Oh, she's 51. Oh, no. So how about all of the candidates are young except for Biden and Trump? That's actually more accurate. All right. Carlson, out. Also out, Don Lemon. Check him out here. Don Lemon fired from CNN. Now, the only what they do is after the firing happens, they go ahead and they try to piece why. What's the reason for why he could be fired? And I think all of this is money with Carlson and with Lemon. Everything about these two stories is money. Viewership on these platforms has been spread out into other sources, so not as many people watch, so they just can't afford it anymore. And especially Fox, because they owe $800 million. I mean, I seriously don't know how you recover from that. I would, the fact that they owe $800 million to Dominion Voting Systems and how they're not filing Chapter 11 bankruptcy is crazy. Lemon was CNN's most popular primetime anchor before new leadership moved him to co-host the network's new morning show. So you got the two most popular are out. Talked about a set of on-air blunders and reports that Lemon struggled to get along with his co-host, put the show's drama in the spotlight. Earlier this year, Lemon got into hot water following remarks he made on air about former UN ambassador and 2024 Republican presidential candidate Nikki Haley. I think he said something like she's past her prime. Yeah, he was forced to apologize because he said on the air that Haley at age 51 was past her prime. So Don Lemon has a lot in common with Kenny. Man, she's ancient. She's 51. Oh! A source told Axios, the source I'm listed, the article I'm reading from right now, Lemon's firing was a business decision. Now, none of this is confirmed. Between Carlson and Lemon, none of these stories are confirmed. Skirmishes with his co-hosts and controversial comments made on air were making it harder for the network to sell and market CNN's morning show, per the source. Sound familiar? That's what I was told when I got fired. Nobody likes you, and it's getting harder to sell you because you keep pissing off the sponsors. Now that I can believe. I mean, that's kind of how it goes. You wear out your welcome. And if you're a guy like Don Lemon, he probably thought I'm unfireable. My shit doesn't stink. I know that's how I felt in my little utopia that I was in. Could not believe that I got fired. Lemon, who previously co-hosted CNN This Morning, made the announcement shortly after Fox News and its primetime host Tucker Carlson said they had parted ways. Quote, I was informed this morning by my agent that I have been terminated from CNN, Lemon said in his Twitter post. I am stunned. At no point was I ever given any indication that I would not be able to continue to do the work I have loved at the network. It is clear there are some larger issues at play. He thanked his colleagues for an incredible run, called them the most talented journalists in the business. He's lying there. That's what you always say, but he hates those people. CNN responded to the claim on Twitter saying Don Lemon's statement about this morning's events is inaccurate. He was offered an opportunity to meet with management, but instead released a statement on Twitter. In an earlier statement released to Twitter, CNN said they have parted ways with Lemon. Don will forever be a part of the CNN family, and we thank him for his contributions over the past 17 years. We wish him, that's a fucking boilerplate statement. All right. So both out. Now it's time to do a show together. Can you imagine how fantastic that would be if they brought Lemon and Tucker together? Oh, God. Ryan says, I've said it before, forever, Kenny. If you have to be 35 to hold that office, you should have a cap at the end of as well. 67 sounds good to me. So, as much as I'm picking on Kenny, the idea that I think that's a great idea, actually. So I do understand where you're coming from. That you can be too old, but I think that you're right though. If you have to be 35 to actually have the ability to run, that sounds discriminatory. It should be 18 and above if they want to be non-discriminatory. Or put a cap on it. You can't be too old. Biden has announced, speaking of old, he's running again. Joe Biden age, he's 80. Donald Trump age, 76. Biden released a 3.5-minute video today saying, I'm running. And that's it. No surprise there. So now you have Trump, Biden, Nikki Haley. Isn't that guy Perry Johnson, the business guru, running? Perry Johnson. I'm pretty sure he's running for president. But we all know it's either going to be Trump or DeSantis taking on Biden. When the fuck is DeSantis going to throw his hat into the ring? All right, here we are, April of 2023. That means in a year and 7 months, the election will take place. A year and 7 months. So essentially, 5 months short of one half of a presidential term, the president tries to get reelected. Wouldn't it be something if you were such a fantastic president and you were doing such a great job, your approval rating is through the roof. Let's say Joe Biden has done everything right and he's got a 98% approval rating. Wouldn't it be something if a president said, Are you running for president? Yes, I am. Well, when are you going to start campaigning? I'm not campaigning. What do you mean? Well, I'm working. And then look at what I've accomplished, and you figure it out for yourself if you want me to keep working for you. But I'm not going to go town to town wasting everybody's time and money to trumpet myself. Just take a look at the work I've accomplished and that I'm continuing to do and choosing not to campaign because I feel the public is their dollars are better served when I'm actually doing something as opposed to flying around on their money, their dollars campaigning. So no, there is no campaign. I'm running again. Please vote for me. And that's the end of it. And then he slaughters whoever else goes against him. I wonder if anybody ever did that. You know? Instead of actually spending half of the presidency campaigning, got shit done. What have you done? Go look at what I completed today. This is what I got done today and hold up a list of things to do. Instead of all this bullshit, wasting everybody's time and money. Ryan says, Eric, I just sent you a clip in email. DeSantis has the strangest voice when responding to a presidential question from reporters. All right. Give me a second. Saying he has a strange voice. Audio check. Video check. Here we go.
Polls show you falling behind Trump. Any thoughts on that?
I'm not a candidate, so we'll see if and when that changes.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is in Japan, the first stop in a week-long trip overseas.
Is that it?
Today, he met with regional affairs, a new NBC race for 2020, Trump or President.
That's it? I mean, I actually heard that before the show started.
Any thoughts on that?
I'm not a candidate, so we'll see if and when that changes.
Hold on a minute. So I guess I need to question your the importance of that. That might have been the biggest waste of time on this show in recent memory. Why the fuck? What? Eric, you got to check this out on email. This is so great. His voice is bonkers. What? Oh, strangest face. Ryan says, no, not his voice, his face. Yeah, I saw it. It's not great. It's not anything that I would ever go, oh my God. Wait until the audience sees this face of Ron DeSantis. This is so fantastic. What the fuck are you doing? Oh, my God. Cole says 600 seconds. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, eat 600 seconds, you dumbass. God. What a pain in the ass. Waste of time that was. I need to go take a pee after that. Guys, you have got to see this face on Ron DeSantis. The worst. Hang on. I'm going potty. People ask me all the time, Eric Zane, how do you do it? You have to balance so many things. You have to have your hand in just about everything in order to make a living. How are you doing it? Well, frankly, when I started, I have no idea. I think I kind of just muscled my way through it. But there is one secret that I've never really talked about until now. It's a book. It's called Elevate, Build a Business Where Everybody Wins. The author is a dude named Tommy Mello, which sounds like a guy who was a roadie for the Grateful Dead. But no, this guy's a genius, and you got to get this book. He's built a $200 million business with over 700 employees. And in this book, I discovered some skills and things that I can do to help me in what I do. It applies to just about any line of work. Kind of like if you're sick and tired of working for the man, you can become the man or woman, gender stuff, or else everybody's going to get mad. What I'm suggesting is you check out the book. It's a quick read, and what you will gain when you read it will blow your mind. Tommy Mello. The book is Elevate, Build a Business Where Everybody Wins. Trust me on this. Get a copy of Elevate at elevateandwin.com/Zane. All right, you might have to back up and get that one again, but here, I'll tell you again. elevateandwin.com/Zane. You're going to love it. When you go to elevateandwin.com/Zane, you will get 5 exclusive bonuses, including a winning ads and application page checklist, the interview bundle, the 7 steps of delegation, and more. If you're in a rush, Elevate is also available on Amazon, though you will only receive the free bonuses when you go to elevateandwin.com/Zane. Read it, and when you finish the book, get ready to have your life changed. You put yourself at risk when you send me a message on chat that says, hey, you got to see this or hear this. I want you to ask yourself, does Eric really need to see this or hear this? Is it that important? If Ron DeSantis uses the N-word and then I find out about it through chat, yes, obviously. But I want you to watch it and be like, is this really a big deal that Eric should stop what he's doing, look at the email, and play it? And that is a hard and fast no on what Ryan sent. No offense. I'm just using this as a template, trying to cultivate that type of idea that of what you want to make a priority. Tyler says it's a high risk, high reward situation. It'll either cause some laughs on the show or Eric will beat the shit out of you. Yeah, I'm going to benefit either way. So it was bound to happen. I don't think that's happened with Ryan yet, but that was just such a fucking waste of time. My God, Ryan. Oh. All right. Moving on. So Biden running for president. Tucker and Don are fired. What else? The other big thing we need to talk about, Aaron Rodgers is the new quarterback for the New York Jets. Traded finally to the Packers. The Jets get Aaron Rodgers. They get the 15th pick and a 5th round pick. The Packers get the Jets' 13th pick, a 2nd round pick in this year's draft, and a 6th round pick. Okay, so Rodgers, a 15th overall 1st round pick. So Rodgers, the Jets. Okay, the Jets get Aaron Rodgers and the Packers number 15 overall pick. And a 2023 5th round pick. The Packers get the number 13 overall pick, a 2023 2nd round pick, which is all this year, and the upcoming draft, and a 6th round pick, and a conditional 2024 2nd round pick that becomes a 1st round pick if Rodgers plays 65% of the plays. So the Packers could get, if Rodgers plays 65% of the plays, and I'm guessing he will, and the Jets are shitty, which I hope they are, that means the Packers would then get a number 1 pick. Like the worst team in the league level shitty. Is that going to happen? I have no idea. I think the Packers are going to be shitty and the Jets are also going to be shitty. And considering how much stress Aaron Rodgers has caused in my life over the years, I hope he fucking falls flat on his fucking face there. He's such a dick. That guy has annoyed the fuck out of me for 18 years. So let's just hope and pray the Jets suck dick. The Packers are going to suck dick. Now, this year for the Lions, this is yet another thing outside of the Jameson Williams fucking DraftKings saga, whatever the fuck it was. The year is setting up nicely for my Lions. With all of the positive things, minus the Jameson Williams deal, it sets us up for the biggest letdown in the history of fandom when it comes to the Lions. And I'm not even kidding. The only thing I can think of that there was more of a letdown, even in the year that when they won their last playoff game in 1991 or 92, whatever it was, against Dallas. The following game, they went to the NFC Championship game against Washington. And Washington had beat the shit out of everybody all year long. And so, though the Lions were going to the NFC Championship game, everybody knew they were going to get hammered. And they were. So that was a letdown. But I think this coming season, if they suck and win 2 games, oh my God, it'll be just, it would be a complete depression. Tyler says, comparatively, the Jets only traded a 4th round pick to the Packers for Favre years ago. Wow. That's interesting. Kyle Ryan says, Aaron Rodgers looks a lot like fuckface Steve. Yeah, I always was amazed at that, how much they similar in the face, but Steve's like 4 foot tall. They might actually win the North if they stay healthy. Lions need to draft a backup quarterback. If Goff gets hurt, they're done. Yeah, but, if they put a backup quarterback in a starting role, if Goff gets hurt, they're done. They need a competent veteran. I don't think that you can expect much from a backup quarterback leading the team, Brock Purdy was kind of a fluke. I think they go with just a veteran, as a backup. But maybe still draft a quarterback as the 3rd quarterback and then train that guy to be the upcoming. Like, if you were able to get C.J. Stroud, you definitely draft that guy. And just, prepare him for the future. But in my opinion, they should have 3 quarterbacks, and the rookie should be 3rd string. Because they always fucking forget how to play football. Radio voice Linda says, trade up for Bryce Young. And then she says, #roll tide. Yeah, quarterback's tough. Every time too often you draft a quarterback and they become a big pile of shit. There's a quarterback that used to play for the Titans named Marcus Mariota. He sucks. There's a quarterback for the Titans also this year. Like last year, they drafted this guy, Malik Willis. And it was like, oh, my God, he went to Liberty. He's great. And he was, I think, their first pick. And he sucks. They're already done with that guy. Drafting a quarterback is tricky business. All right. The open and live stream of the Eric Zane Show podcast brought to you by the Kent County Health Department. If your kiddos are without any vaccinations, they need to get those taken care of. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's the grandkids. Maybe it's your kids. Maybe it's your grandkids. Maybe it's the neighbor's kids. Pass along the information that the Kent County Health Department has free vaccinations for the kids. Now, I'm not talking about COVID. I'm talking about measles, mumps, rubella, whooping cough, pertussis, meningitis, cervical cancer vaccine. All there. Kent County Health Department for little or no cost. Reach out to them. accesskent.com/health. That's accesskent.com/health. Or call them at 616-632-7200. Thank you, as always, to Blue Frost IT, the IT specialist for this podcast. I've been working with them for quite some time. If you run a small or medium-sized business and you're looking to upgrade your tech, the idea of just going and buying new gear on your own is a bad decision. You need to have a professional opinion as to what you need to make your business hum. That's a 30-minute free complimentary consultation from Blue Frost IT. So you reach out to Alan at Blue Frost IT, 616-200-8550, or email bluefrostit.com, info@bluefrostit.com, and set it up. Then you'll sit down for that consultation, find out what you need to improve your business. They'll help you get everything set up, too. Or if you're looking to move the office, maybe you want to add some upgrades to the infrastructure to make the your network more efficient, reach out to Blue Frost IT, 616-200-8550. Joe Martinez is scheduling people for the air conditioning tune-ups, though it's snowing out right now. That's unbelievable. 616-516-8579 for A&E Heating and Cooling. You need to get that thing tuned up before you fire it up. Call Joe today, 616-516-8579. I have a Patreon. I would love you to sign up for it. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. Don't miss the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast this week. It happens Friday. You can be part of the live stream audience. $5 or $10 a month to sign up for Patreon. Thank you. We will go around the radio dial quickly.
Final hour on this Tuesday. It's the Free Beer and Hot Wings Show. 1-800-947-3979. Call or text. Email if you like, idiots@freebeerandhotwings.com. Annual Fancy Idiots. If you missed...
And will appear in a court hearing on Tuesday in which further details about the case could be revealed. So far, police have not given a motive.
It's much like people who speak the same language and the same dialect. We're going to find...
Yeah, boy.
Try ZipRecruiter for free.
I'm a little concerned about my new church being a rock band
To
church.
win your way there. Coming up right after Luke Bryan on B93.
She was sitting
That guy's voice you just heard,
on the tailgate.
that was a guy who
Get a quality.
on B93. He's not even in town. He's like, I don't know what state he's in. Allie Mack is in Grand Rapids. That dude is somewhere else. And she just sees his face through an iPad, which was my idea for the radio station that is brought up that they wanted to hire me. And I go, yeah, I want to do it from home. And they're like, whoa. What, are you crazy? We got to have a local guy in there, actually in the building. It's like, wait a minute. You have syndicated shows on 90% of your radio stations. What is the fucking difference?
Linebacker, but
Joe Burrow.
We are having very cold temperatures once again in Michigan for this time.
It does look better, though. That does cover the worst part of it.
Yeah, it's pretty deep there.
That's really gouged.
It's not going to buff
Well, you're making me feel a lot better. So you don't think it'll just buff out?
No.
.com/tribute. And there's the Henry's edition rifles.
This is Sean Hannity on
Once an
on
edition
Wood.
sells out,
It's a commercial.
Go to henryusa.com. You get a
what's his name? Pudding's conspiracy chowdown is getting ready to start. Runner girl Amy says, is Freebeer's wife knocked up yet? No, I don't think. Well, he hasn't said so. And my prediction was him and his lovely better half are going to welcome in a bouncing baby, whatever, boy or girl, this year. Well, all right, there's still time. Fingers crossed that I can make that prediction come true. All right. Problem for this guy. I don't know what the fuck is going on here. The word on the street is that this guy, father arrested, teen's ear piercing gets his dad arrested at their Arkansas home. Police in Arkansas are defending their actions after a video of officers arresting a guy in his home over his son's ear piercing went viral. In the video, 4 cops with the local police are seen entering the home through the front door, handcuffing dad, and leading him into a police car waiting outside. Mom says, "Why are you taking my husband?" And the cop says, "Body art without a license." Video of the Thursday, April 20th incident stirred anger on social media, with many seeing Sherlin's arrest, Jeremy Sherlin, as police overreach. Police said the arrest came after they got a tip about a welfare concern from a school resource officer at the school that Sherlin's son attends, the department said in an April 22nd news release. The teen arrived at school on Thursday with the piercing and told fellow students that, quote, his dad was drunk and put him in a chokehold and shoved the piercing in his ear, police said. Officers went to the home and tried to speak with him about the situation, but he refused and police left. The release said officers returned later in the day to make a probable cause arrest, adding that Sherlin refused to comply. Okay, now what's weird about this, in the video that I'm going to share with you, the kid is shooting video when the cops walk in. So the kid who got the piercing is shooting the video, and this is dad. Dad answers the door, and the cops come right in.
What? Because I said, what are y'all doing?
Wait a second. Why are you in my house? Why are y'all in my house? Why are you in my house?
They're telling her, stay back, stay back. If she was black, she'd have been punched so many times.
For what?
You're a body piercing, okay? In your home.
He was not unlawful.
Dad now is hearing the charges against him.
Body art without a license.
Guys.
Oh, no.
What is really going on here? You got them?
Yes, I got all of it.
Guys, you're in the cameras. This is ridiculous.
What the fuck is going on here?
Piercing his son's ear without a license. Takes 3 cops, 4 cops. Coming into my house without permission. No permission. situation. They busted in my front door. This is the boy right here. He got a piercing.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Busted in my door. Busted in the front door.
I wanted my ears pierced.
Cuffs on this boy for nothing.
Okay.
For what? Because I said it. Hey, what are y'all doing?
Wait a second. Why are you in my house? Why are you?
Okay. This is the kid's fault, isn't it? I mean, it's the cops' fault, I guess, but they're just doing their job. Oh. So the kid made the comment, yeah, Dad got drunk, put me in a chokehold, and gave me an ear piercing. Dad was drunk, put him in a chokehold, and shoved the piercing in his ear. Yeah, I don't know. Did the school resource officer find that shit out and just didn't bring it up with the kid? Say, hey, is this really what happened? Oh my God. This is ridiculous. Town officers contacted the Washington County Prosecutor's Office to discuss the incident. Sherlin is accused of violating a law that prohibits body piercings for art or art for children under the age of 16, and for doing so in an unlicensed facility. Sherlin's son that he wanted the piercing and that his father didn't force him. He was released on bond April 22nd, and a court hearing was set for April 24th, according to the outlet. Town is roughly 200 miles northwest of Little Rock. Oh, my God. This is just stupid. A welfare concern? If I'm those cops, I'm like, oh, fuck, this is terrible. Do we really have to do this shit? This is so dumb. Oh. Body art without a license. Aram says if the kid said he was joking and that he gave himself the piercing, then what would the charges be? Great question. Kenny says, I love how the dad starts laughing. Amy says, what a waste of resources. Maureen says, definitely the kid's fault for running his mouth. Slow day for the cops in that town. Totally the kid's fault. Kuipers says, someone punch her already. You wanted mom to get punched? This is so dumb. Cole says it's a good thing they've solved all the other problems in the world so they can focus on this stuff. Well, this is proof that that town has 0 black people in it, because the cops would just be hassling them if there were. Holy shit. More legal wranglings. Cops are on the lookout for this guy, Bam Margera. As I understand it, Bam's accused of assaulting someone this time. And then when the cops showed up, he took off running into the woods. This guy has been circling the drain for quite some time. Pennsylvania State Police are looking for Bam, 43 years old, former Jackass star, following a alleged physical altercation, and a warrant's been issued for his arrest. According to cops, state troopers responded to reports of a disturbance in Pocopson Township on Sunday. They said Margera had been involved in a physical confrontation with someone who suffered minor injuries. He hears the cops coming and he takes off, facing 1 charge of simple assault, 1 charge of harassment, and 4 charges of terroristic threats with intention to terrorize another. He was previously arrested in March on suspicion of domestic violence in San Diego. He doesn't appear to have been charged with anything from that incident. He was arrested again in Burbank, California later that month for public intoxication. He sued his former Jackass co-stars in August of 21 for firing him from the production of Jackass Forever, but he dropped the lawsuit last year after reaching a private settlement. He has struggled with addiction and substance abuse for years. Representatives for BAM didn't immediately respond to EW's request for comment. That's because his representatives probably are no longer his representatives. I'm guessing he doesn't have any representatives. My God. So if you see BAM, you know what to do. Puppy, where are you? Oh, hey. Hi, honey. That dog is so damn cute. Update on the sleeping last night. Okay. It again sucked. But it wasn't as bad as the previous night. Still massive crowding issues with 3 dogs, as Diane and I basically just sleep in a glorified dog bed. Darla and Bruce up near the head of the bed. O'Neill at the foot of the bed, but sleeping across. So, you know, you can't really stretch out. Something's got to be done. Now, eventually, Darla is going to start snoring because these bulldogs always snore, and then there's no way she can sleep up there. I'm hoping at that point, O'Neill and her will go downstairs. But we're still crate training her right now. And that is the way to go, by the way. You know, some people can't do it because the dog sits there and whines and cries, but they stop. They get tired. They fall asleep. Eventually, the crate is like their comfort place. You can't go wrong with crate training. Every time, never leave the dog alone. If you're home, great. Keep an eye on the dog. You don't have to crate train then. But as soon as you leave, put the dog in the crate. Dog does not get free rein of the house. All right. That is the update. She's doing great, by the way. Knock on wood. We went on our first walk yesterday. This was special. She did awesome. She did the whole loop. She did more than a half mile. She was starting to get tired at the end of it and then whining like almost like a kid do. Or almost like a kid does. Kid do, Jesus. But she did awesome. Tyler's crate training was not an option for our dog per our vet's advice. LOL. What? That's weird. Amy says you need to upgrade to a California King. That's crazy. Diana said that same thing yesterday. That's not going to matter. That's not going to matter as soon as, because Bruce in particular, he has to be like touching you. So if you give him any room, he's going to eat that room. Like I was in the bed last night and we're back to back. And I move over towards the edge of the bed because I need more room. And he then fills in that space until eventually I'm on the edge. And there's all that space in between Diana and him. I have to wake her up. I go, you got to take this dog. I can't do it. Oh, I was just looking for the dog, and she's back in her bed. Hey, honey. All right. She gets me nervous when she starts moving around the damn room here. Maureen says, do you have a king or a queen? I got a queen. No, I'm not getting another bed. That's just ridiculous. I like the bed we have. It's not. I'd rather just put the dog downstairs. That's what we'll do. Okay, thank you to Berlin Raceway for being on board with the show. Racing this weekend at Berlin. It doesn't seem like it now because it's snowing today, but tickets are $14 a pop when you buy them online. BerlinRaceway.com. Parking is free. 15 and under, free. You can bring in a cooler, 12 by 18 or smaller. They do measure. And you can pack it full of whatever you want for snacks and food and soft drinks. Just no glass and no alcohol. You can buy the booze there. It's affordably priced, you know? It's not like you're going to be paying $15 a beer at Berlin Raceway. Tickets all throughout April are $14 a pop. That's great. No price increase from last year. BerlinRaceway.com for details. Love M37 Hackers. Great place to have some fun. M37 Hackers in Middleville, Michigan. If you want to golf on the finest courses in the world, you can with the golf simulation program that is second to none. If you're looking to improve your game, you're going to get more swings in. You're going to get more time. You can analyze your swing. You can make the necessary changes. You get a close-up of the club head and see how you're striking the ball. All things you can do at M37 Hackers. Call them at 269-205-2095. That's 269-205-2095 to schedule time to rent out a bay at M37 Hackers. $40 an hour. Great deal. X Golf is $60 an hour. A hell of a lot more. 269-205-2095. I've got an update on Muff Tat Dog Bitch. Local lady. She's living in this teeny tiny house. And she's got 100 dogs in there. And she tries to sell them at like pet adoption events, claiming that she is a, what do you call it? An adoption agency and on the up and up. Meanwhile, all the dogs are very, very sick with all they don't have any vaccinations and all sorts of distemper, parvo, bordetella issues. And a lot of the dogs, they end up, well, they raided the place. They get all the dogs. Several of them died. A number of them are in care of our friends at Harbor Humane, as well as other facilities. And she was shooting porno on OnlyFans, and I'm reasonably sure she was putting peanut butter on her genitals and having the dogs lick it off. I'm not for 100% sure on that, but she just looks like the type that would be into that sort of thing. Hang on a second. Come back here. Okay. We're talking. She heard me talking about puppies. You got a thing or two to say? You want to say something? Okay. You know, she's not going to be this little forever. Oh, my God. This dog is so soft. What? What is it? Huh? Hello, Peanut. Oh, my God. Okay. Let's go relax now. Time for a nap. We'll take a nap now. But the folks at the rescue places have been waiting for the judge to say, all right, you no longer need to have these pets as evidence. They can be adopted. So because of the proceedings, they couldn't make it so that those dogs in the shelters can find their forever homes. Until now, dog rescued from hoarding conditions can now find their forever homes. Audio check, video check. Here we go.
Welcome back. Dozens of dogs might soon have a new roof over their heads after police found them in deplorable conditions earlier this year in Muskegon County.
Yeah, and now that's all about to change. Fox 17's Lauren Edwards has the story.
It's been quite the journey for over 70 dogs.
Pound Buddies. That sounds like a place where gay guys get together and just jack off.
Some of them are at Pound Buddies behind me here in Muskegon, but all of them are ready to move into their forever home.
We're very excited. All the paperwork has been signed for.
Kyle Ryan, have you ever had a Pound Buddy?
The civil forfeiture, and that means that all of the dogs involved in this case can now be placed in their forever homes.
Lana Carson.
He's got a smoker's voice. That's like Kelly Cheese's mom.
Pound Buddies in Muskegon relieved that these homes.
There were 78 dogs that were removed from a very small home. And so the condition of the home, the ability to care for that number of dogs is definitely in question.
In January, Norton Shores police rescued the dogs from a hoarding situation at Cober's Canines owned by Lisa Cober. They were then split up and cared for by several humane societies and shelters in the area.
It's overwhelming. The smell, the sights, the condition of the animals, not only their body, but their behaviors as well. And it truly, one person can't take care of 78 dogs.
Velvet Light of Big Lake Humane Society says some came in with infections and diseases.
We took 18 the first night. Many of them, 11, were very, very ill, and they went immediately into isolation to be observed and to have their tests done to see just how bad the sicknesses were. And of the 18, we lost 3.
For 80 days, the dogs were cleaned and received medical treatment along with lots of love, which is all they'll need to fully heal.
And the only thing that anybody involved in, rescue wants is to care for that animal and then eventually find that amazing home that that they're going to live the rest of their days out and have those walks and cuddle time and all that and find that right match. So we're really excited that they're not going to be in the confines of the kennels and the shelter anymore.
Cobra has been charged with animal cruelty, and if you would like to know more about the dogs...
Did she say animal cruelty? Could have swore that there's an L in there.
The confines of the kennels and the shelter anymore.
Cobra has been charged with animal cruelty, and if you would like to know more about the dogs or just how you can adopt one, you could head to fox17online.com or click on our mobile app. Reporting here in Muskegon, Lauren Edwards, Fox 17 News.
So that's good news, I guess. I had an update. Hold on a second. Hey, come here. Chewing on an electrical cord. I gotta look into this. Come here. No. We don't chew electrical cords. Chew on this. Here you go. Play with this thing. Look, she's not interested. Okay, there we go. Yep. See, you're doing it. You're playing with this. This is what you play with. You don't play with electrical cords. Fuck. It's like having a child. Now she's laying down peacefully. Let's see. Update. On Muff Tat Dog Bitch. She was supposed to have Muff Tat Dog Bitch update. The forfeiture order was signed, as we just heard, which means the dogs are ours, Harbor Humane and Pound Buddies, and can be adopted out. We'll be officially announcing next week, although the media may pick it up before then. As part of the agreement, she gets her 5 personal dogs back. However, she cannot keep them herself. They are to be adopted out to designated friends and family, which is a bummer, but sounds like if they didn't grant her that, she wasn't going to sign, and these 60-plus others would be left in limbo for the duration of the criminal case, so it's a win. I wrote, well, that's good. When do criminal proceedings continue? Muff Tat Dog Bitch was supposed to have a pretrial hearing just the other day. A dozen of us schlepped up to Muskegon for it, only to have it adjourned last minute because her attorney filed a motion of particulars, basically wants the prosecution to give them a more detailed charging document. So to be determined on the next court date. The wheels of justice spin mighty slow. My God. Then she sent me a picture of a dog. And it says, recognize this dog from a certain Muff Tat Dog Bitch's Instagram. He's one of the quote-unquote personal dogs getting adopted to her friend. Poor buddy, he has seen some shit. He didn't want me to take his picture. I'm assuming he has PTSD from all the porno shoots. At least we can keep tabs on these dogs, though, and make sure they are never living in squalor again. Animal control can do periodic welfare checks, and hopefully he'll never be able He'll never be an OnlyFans prop again. My God. What a scumbag. Speaking of scumbags, in my neck of the woods, 4 or 5 kids, 19-year-olds, have their own fucking racketeering scam going where they get jobs at fast food places, McDonald's in particular, and then you pull up to the drive-thru and you give them your credit card, and then the fucking kid takes a picture of your credit card, and then they get together and they start using your credit card. Like, that's not going to be hard. Or that's going to be very easy to track down, but that was their plan. And I guess it's some local gang or some shit. Here you go.
Right off the top at 6 o'clock, fast food fraud ring busted. Target 8 has learned drive-through workers at 4 Grand Rapids area McDonald's took more than just your order.
3 young men are charged with conducting a criminal enterprise accused of copying drive-through patrons' credit cards and racking up more than $50,000 in fraudulent purchases.
Target 8 investigator Susan Samples tells
us
McDonald's was not the defendant's only crew.
3 now former McDonald's workers, all 19 years old, all connected to an alleged criminal gang well known to the Kent County Sheriff's Department. McDonald's hired the first defendant about a year ago, around the time he was involved in a shooting that injured 2 people after a graduation at East Kentwood High School's football stadium.
I remember that. Someone fired a gun and somebody got hit. It was this guy, and McDonald's hired him right after he shot someone.
It's no surprise if you get cheated out of a fry at the drive-thru, but who knew Hamburglar was manning...
Uh-oh!
Bad jokes aside, these are the 3 men who, according to the Kent County Sheriff's Department, took at least 90 pictures and videos of customers' credit cards while working drive-thrus at 4 McDonald's, 2 on 28th Street in Wyoming and Cascade Township, 1 on Baldwin in Jenison, and a 4th on Leonard Northeast in Grand Rapids. It happened over a couple months between November and mid-January.
At first, it was shock.
This woman, who didn't want to be identified, said she grabbed lunch in December at the Wyoming McDonald's, a reward for her kids' good grades. Allegedly at the window, 19-year-old Malik Ramadan, whose behavior she later recalled noticing at the time.
He took the card and he scanned it and then he set it down. And I thought at the time, okay, maybe he's taking an order of someone behind me because it happened to be at the lunch rush.
She said Ramadan handed her card back, and a few weeks later, she noticed someone used her card to charge $400 worth of fast lane groceries at a family fair on Kalamazoo near 60th.
And I have never shopped at the fast lane. So I thought, I wonder if they've already picked up the order.
In fact, he had already picked it up, Family Fair told her. The man on the store's surveillance, according to a detective, Malik Ramadan. Also charged in the scheme are Quanta Barnes and Shakir Abdul-Wahab. Both also now formerly at McDonald's. Investigators.
It sounds like a ring of hijackers getting ready for the next 9/11.
At least 14 victims alleged the fast food fraud ring made more than $50,000 worth of fraudulent purchases in store and online, including airline tickets.
I felt kind of guilty at first. I had to really think about it and pray about it because if it had been an act of desperation, I think I would have felt different.
You had to pray about busting these guys? What? Quit being so good.
But the amount that they shopped is greed.
The case is active, it is ongoing, and it's potential that there'll be additional victims identified as well as additional suspects.
Under Sheriff Chuck DeWitt advises you to try to keep your credit card in sight as much as possible and check your bank account regularly. Like this woman, she checks hers every single morning, keeps all her receipts too, even
hot wings.
McDonald's, because you might find that you're not loving it.
And you never, in your wildest dreams, think they're going to steal your information. I have kids at home. This money was needed. It was grocery money and bill money.
We made contact with McDonald's corporate office but did not hear back. While the men all had criminal records, the convictions may have been juvenile and therefore not public at the time of their...
Aha! There you go.
All three are in the Kent County Jail tonight, facing charges that carry 20 years max if convicted.
So, basically, career criminals for these guys going forward. That's great. That's what. In fact, the McDonald's. There's one. One of the ones is the one that we go to when we go there. I haven't been there in a long time, not because I'm watching what I eat. I just haven't been there in a long time. Tyler says, "How'd that prayer conversation go? Baby Jesus, should I allow these people to keep stealing from me?" Quote, "You never know when you get a bad batch of gas or something. Why do you keep the receipts? You never know when you get a bad batch of gas. Oh, you got to keep the receipts, obviously." No, but that's true. Some people, me included, I'll go a long period of time before I'll look at the bank thing. You know, look at the app and see what's up. And then it's never been, I've never had been cheated out of anything, but yeah, I could totally see myself becoming a victim. I don't know, how stupid do you have to be? If you're going to use someone's credit card, because the cops then went and they looked at the video of the guy picking up the goods. They saw it was the kid. It was quite simple for them to crack this case. It's like, you have all this sensitive information. Why would you actually be at the scene of the crime? If you're going to spend any money on anything, I don't know, have it delivered to a P.O. box. Don't actually go and pick it up, you stupid idiot. If you're going to commit a crime, do it in a smart way. I don't know. I'm not a criminal. I have no idea. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. But that is just so stupid. I'm glad they're in trouble. All right. In fact, that'll probably be an awesome, those three awesome candidates for Asshole of the Day. Muff Tat Dog Bitch also can be renominated. How about the cops for busting the guy for the ear piercing? Bam Margera, Tucker and Don, Morgan Wallen. I'll let you decide. If you want... Hang on. Hey, stop. Come on. Chewing on the chair. The chair's metal. The dog's chewing on the chair. If you need a mortgage, reach out to the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. 231-332-6505. That's 231-332-6505. Get yourself a mortgage. If you are thinking about buying a house, you got to do that first. Now, you might be like, well, interest rate's high right now, 6-7%. That's more than I want to pay. It's like, okay, right. But it's going to go down, and the house that you want might not be there. In fact, it won't be there when the rate goes down. Get the house now. Get the mortgage that you can, and then refinance it when it goes down. You can do that. You can refinance it as many times as you want. Reach out to the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage for all the information on this and any of their other programs, so you can get what you want. 231-332-6505. Number one in America, trusted everywhere. The Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. Doing mortgages for people in every state in the union except Alaska, Hawaii, Maine, and South Carolina. Call today. Throat/Dale is power washing. I've got Dale coming over to our house in the middle of May to power wash the house, the deck, the concrete in the backyard. It looks like shit. Dale's going to clean it up. Have Dale come to your house and work for you. Get an estimate from Dale today. 231-740-4098. That's 231-740-4098. All right, we're not quite done yet. I want to get into the story about J.K. Rowling. All right, now she's made a lot of comments that are inflammatory about transgender people. Now, I don't like that. But when it comes to bigots and haters and shit like that, I mean, I don't know if I'm necessarily going to stop listening to Kid Rock's music. I think as time passes, I'm going to go back to listening to his music. I just don't feel like it right now. I've never really been like that, where people who do crazy ass shit and say stupid stuff, but I like what they do, like in terms of film. Like Tom Cruise, that fucker can be flat out crazy when it comes to his Scientology. But fucking A, if that guy puts out a movie, I'm going to it. He's the absolute best. J.K. Rowling, author of arguably one of the greatest series of books ever. Harry Potter. Hang on. No, do not chew the chair. Go, lay down. Doesn't like me yelling at her. But I'm not. No. First of all, she's uncancelable. And even if she was, you know how much money she's worth? I think she's worth over $1 billion. J.K. Rowling net worth. Let's see. I've got one at March 31st. Her net worth is estimated at $1 billion. Yeah, they should do a biopic about her, you know, because if I understand it, wasn't she like single mom, desperately broke, on welfare in the UK, and then wrote the book, and then everybody, the next thing you know, she's rolling in dough. Okay, so the biopic would be her at the table with, I can picture a scene where there's kids everywhere. And they're all malnourished, naked, dirty. And on the kitchen table, it says, balance due, third notice, final notice, all over the place. And she's still writing the book, Sorcerer's Stone or Philosopher's Stone, whatever it is. And then, and then she shouts out how much she hates transgender people. And that if you're born a dude, you can only be a dude and all that bullshit. And then she says, there's two things I love to do. And that is hate those queers and write these books. And then, cut to her on the red carpet having two hunky dudes eat her vagina because she's so wealthy. I mean, that would be a fantastic biopic. The J.K. Rowling story. She hates gays and likes hunky guys to eat her out. And she can do that because she has fuck you money. So she came out in her own way saying, whatever, all that anti-transgender bullshit, it doesn't matter. She hates. Let's just say, for the sake of this story, that she hates the gays. So people have been trying to cancel her. But she's proven to be uncancelable. Chris says, didn't she imply Dumbledore was gay? Yeah, I think she did. Well, anyway, she issued a snarky response to those who said they would not watch the upcoming Harry Potter by saying she will take precautions by laying in a large stock of champagne, which that's a weird flex. I'm going to show how wealthy I am by laying in a stock of champagne. Is she suggesting champagne in the bathtub and she's getting in the bathtub of champagne? I don't know, because that would cause a nasty yeast infection. Dreadful news, which I feel duty bound to share, she says. Activists in my mentions are trying to organize yet another boycott of my work, this time of the Harry Potter TV show. 57-year-old J.K. Rowling tweeted Friday, as forewarned is forearmed. I've taken the precaution of laying in a stockpile of champagne. I guess a way to show that she doesn't give a shit. The series is going to focus on the original 7 books, not the ongoing Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them spin-off series. Here she is holding the book. She feels great. Look at this. She's like, oh, I'm so happy. I'm like a billionaire. I can say whatever I want about people I hate. And nothing's going to slow me down. This is awesome. Nikki says I can't stand her. I'm glad I've never seen any of her shit or read any of her books. Why? What's the matter? What did she do that made you so upset? Chris says it means stocking up on the champagne, I guess. Probably very expensive champagne. Kenny says, I watch all those movies as they came out with my older 2 children as they grew up. They're good. Oh, I loved those movies. I read the books to my kids. And I said to them, I go, look, you need to understand. This lady hates the gays, but she writes a great story. So we need to keep reading the story because it's good. This is a teachable moment to understand that if you encounter a bigot, it's okay to still like them if they entertain you. Like the bigots at Ottawa Impact, I don't care for them because they are not entertaining. They don't write good books or make good hillbilly music like Kid Rock. If they did, I would support them. But they don't. So I say I support J.K. Rowling and her bigotry. Some bigots I do not support, but I support her because she writes great books. Kyle writes, full disclosure, whether she hates gays or has a les out, I still would not have read anything and watched anything. Well, you're just not interested. Would it surprise you if I told you that Darla is right now chewing on a electrical cord? Can you stand by and then I'll finish the show up? I'll be right back. Darla! No. No, no, no. No, no. We cannot. Oh, my God. We could never be mad at her. Look at. She's perfect. Oh, my God, puppy. Oh, my God, baby. This dog is growing, by the way, rapidly. If she looks squishy, she is. Look at all this squish. The dog is just loaded with squish. Hello, puppy, baby. Hello, puppy. Our beloved Nikki says, I'm working on a children's book about my goats and illustrating it. I hope to be successful someday and not be a douche canoe like her. All right. Fair enough. I wonder if she's always been a douche canoe like that. Probably. It would be really weird if she was like awesome and everybody loved her and then she made the books and made all that money and just became a psychopath. That is strange. Who cut the cheese? Says Eric Zane, how is your book writing going? Horribly. 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 I did have a conversation with the ghostwriter. And if it wasn't for the tax bill that I had, which was quite hefty, which I just paid, I would have been able to commence with the payment to the author, the ghostwriter. I'm the author. And then start the process. But that kind of set me back. I still want to do that, though. I would probably sell about 100 copies to you all, and then that's it. Okay. Let us go with the asshole of the day today. Yesterday, it was the kids and the parents from that bus incident. By the way, I got a new asshole of the day sign ready to go pick up. Thank you to Tim. Who is your asshole of the day today? To me, it's between the cops arresting the guy for the body piercing or the local credit card thieves. Yeah, it's got to be the local credit card thieves. Your asshole of the day, brought to you by TC Paintball. Thank you very much. We have a paintball event coming up on Sunday at 4 p.m. All right. That puts the wraps on this edition of the Eric Zane Show Podcast. It's been a while since we heard that.
That's so expensive. Yes. And I looked it up. I was like, free beer. Remember what, though? Jesus. I haven't seen it. It was a little obnoxious. That's so expensive.
How can we describe that shrieking she does? I don't even have a word for it. You know how sometimes I'll say somebody's doing something and it earns a name. I can't even come up with a name for what's happening with her voice when it gets all shrieky like that. Tyler says, shrill hag voice. Who cut the cheese? It's a billy goat scream. Florida Man 814 says, memardation. Clapped out smoker's screech. What does clapped out mean? Explain that to me. And what about the R's?
Cars. Christmas, incredible. New York, come to Oregon, come here. Temperature, algorithms, incredible. For crust, cripple.
Oh, God. Mouth queefing. Clapped out means trashed, well used, fucked. Clapped out smoker's screech. I think that's my clubhouse favorite. That is a clapped out smoker's screech voice. Okay. Nothing but love. Thank you. And I will talk to you on the Patreon. Till next time, have a good one. Bye-bye.
Wendy's $3 breakfast deal is a bacon or sausage, egg croissant, plus small seasoned potatoes for $3. It's the breakfast that don't miss. So if you did miss Wendy's breakfast, don't imagine. Fresh cracked eggs, sizzling sausage, crispy bacon, and block out those hot, buttery, flaky croissants. Croissants don't really make a sound, but if they did... For a breakfast that don't miss, Wendy's is that breakfast. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's $3 breakfast deal.
Limited time only. Participating U.S. Wendy's. Select a request $3 breakfast deal to obtain discount. Not valid for a la carte or combo orders.